Hello and welcome. I'm Patrick Singleton. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, master practitioner of NLP, and I'm the creator of Inner Mind Sourcing, Creative NLP Solutions, and I'm co-founder of Hypnotherapy Global and the founder and owner of Santa Fe Hypnotherapy and NLP. Today I'm here to explain a little bit about how personal change happens and why external change, meaning changes in your life, isn't really sustainable unless and until you make some internal change. So let's start with the basics. Why do people seek hypnotherapy or NLP? Well, most people come because they want something in their life to be different than it is right now. And many of the people that come to hypnotherapy or NLP come because they've already tried other things. They've already tried to, force themselves to behave differently. They've tried to act differently, and it either hasn't lasted or it hasn't worked. So for a lot of people, hypnotherapy or NLP is kind of the last hope. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're ready for a change in your life, but whatever you've done so far either hasn't worked or it hasn't lasted. And so now you're ready to check out hypnotherapy to see if it could be what happens for you. So let's find out. So I'm going to explain some basic ideas so you can decide if you want to go for it for yourself. And I'm just going to admit straight up that I'm going to read a lot of this, so I may not be making direct eye contact, and I apologize for that. But I want to make sure that I cover all the points that are important to understand so that you have a really clear idea so that you can make your decision about whether this feels like it's a fit for you. Okay, so the first thing to realize is that if you really want something in your life to be different, you have to at least do some things differently. Well, that's obvious, but what do you change? And how do you make a change in a way that really works? Well, the thing is, you don't have control over the people in your life. They won't just be different because you wish they were. And you don't have control over all the situations in your life either, or you wouldn't be seeking assistance to change. So what can you change that will really make a difference in your life? Well, one thing you can definitely change is your behavior. One principle of NLP says that if what you're doing isn't working, do something else. So if you're watching this, you're probably at that point because what you've been doing hasn't worked. So the thing about that is that, most of us will just keep trying harder and harder. But there's an old principle that says one definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing that you are doing but expect a different result. But if you already knew how to think differently in a way that was going to get you what you want, you'd be doing it. Or if you already knew how to change your behavior in a way, or you were able to change your behavior in a way that would get you what you want, you'd be doing that, right? So the fact is that you act and respond the way that you do because of the way you think about things. In other words, your thoughts dictate your actions and responses, which then creates the results that you experience. And that's true whether you're aware of which thoughts are running your behaviors and responses or not. So your thinking has to change in order for your behaviors and responses to change. If you think differently, you'll act and respond differently. If you change the way you think about yourself or the world, or you change the way you think about whatever is most relevant to the change that you want to experience, then your actions and responses will be congruent with that. And this is so important because your reality will not be what you want it to be until your thinking consistently matches the reality you want to have. Now that's a big statement, so I want to repeat it. Your reality will not be what you want it to be until your thinking consistently matches the reality you want to experience. So, for example, let's say you just want to be happier, but you have this tendency to judge and criticize yourself. Well, if you keep doing that, if you keep constantly finding fault with yourself, you undermine your own self-confidence, and that just makes it harder to do your best. And it makes it harder to evaluate or judge yourself fairly. And it makes it harder to accept and appreciate who you are. And if you have trouble accepting or appreciating who you are right now, it's unlikely that you'll ever be as happy or successful as you want to be, or as happy or successful as you certainly can be. Here's another example. Let's say you want to be more physically fit, or you want to lose weight. Well, if that's the goal, you're going to have to do more than just think positively. So let me be clear about that. In this work, I'm not just talking about thinking positively. Thinking positively is useful all by itself, but by itself, it isn't going to give you everything that you want. If you want to be more fit or you want to lose weight, you're going to have to at least do some things differently. Maybe you'll have to incorporate some exercise into your routine, or you'll have to change a little bit about what you eat or how much you eat or how often. You're going to have to make some degree of change to those things in order to get the results you really want. And the thing is, hypnotherapy, NLP, all of these things, they will not make you behave in a way that you don't want to or that you're unwilling to. Hypnotherapy will not magically transform you into somebody that you're not, which is actually a good thing, because what it can help you do is to become more of who you really are. And being more of who you really are is really the key to success in just about anything. Now, these examples all lead us back to an essential point, which is that in order to experience any change in what goes on around you, you have to be willing to make some change in what goes on inside of you. Until you do that, all the factors that create your life the way that it is remain the same. And so your life is going to remain the same as well. So in order to have a different experience of your life, you have to change at least some of your thoughts and feelings and behaviors. However, the challenge to making effective changes was stated pretty clearly by Albert Einstein a long time ago. Essentially, he said, you can't change a problem from the level of awareness that created it. In other words, you are where you are right now because of the level of awareness you have right now that's guiding all of your thoughts and behaviors. Your current experience is the direct result of the level of awareness you have now. So you need to operate at a higher level of awareness in order to resolve the issue or achieve your goal. Your current experience should be all the evidence you need to realize that the level of awareness you have right now is not creating the life that you want to experience. It's actually creating whatever it is that you want to change. And this is where I come in, because I can help you make all the appropriate changes in your thoughts and feelings and behavior by guiding you up to a higher level of awareness, where we then direct the intelligence of your subconscious to make all the necessary changes. I use the altered state of hypnosis, which is a different level of awareness, to clear out the negative thoughts and feelings that are creating the things you want to change. And then I give you realizations and beliefs that are in alignment with your goals. And these realizations generate new feelings, which lead to new behaviors and therefore better results. As your guide, I use all of the skills and knowledge of how the mind works, coupled with over 20 years of experience in facilitating change with so many people, to empower you to think and feel and act in accordance with whatever you really want to have, or whatever you really want to do or to be or become. Then it's up to you to act on what you gain from the sessions. Now, you may need to keep choosing the thoughts and feelings that you receive during a session until they're integrated into how you think and feel and operate on a daily basis. And so, as you expect and welcome any positive changes in your life, and you record and celebrate all the evidence of those changes, you keep the positive momentum going until you actually are living the life that you really want to have. You take the positive changes that you get inside of the session into your life outside of the session, because what happens inside of a session is just the catalyst for you to think and feel and do whatever is necessary to create the life you really want to have. And then everything we do inside of each session makes it easier and more natural for you to think and feel and do those things. But you still have to do them in order to experience all the benefits of that. In a way, I'm kind of like a personal trainer because I can guide you to do the things that will transform your life in positive ways, but I can't do those things for you. You have to do that yourself in order to get all the benefits of that. Or I'm like a guide on an expedition. I can direct you to wherever you want to go, but you still have to take all the steps yourself in order to get there. And just like an excellent guide on the trail, I know the terrain. I know what the pitfalls are. I know how to avoid them. I know how to navigate and correct course and respond to challenges to direct you to your chosen destination, but you still have to walk the path and follow directions and give honest feedback on your progress so that we know best how to guide you effectively. Now, as you trust and follow my directions to the best of your ability, and you give honest feedback about your experience and your results, what happens is you actually come to trust yourself and your own inner resources, because after a while you begin to realize that you are making positive changes and that you are the one doing that. Yes, I guide and facilitate and help make that happen, but you are the one who ultimately makes the positive changes that creates the life you want. And that's the beginning of lifelong change for the better, which is what I'm dedicated to doing with as many people as possible. So in this work, we make an agreement to collaborate on improving your life. I do my part to the best of my ability. You do your part to the best of your ability. We each have our part to play, and as long as we each do our best, the positive outcome is sure. All right, so that's the overview, the basic understanding of how personal change works. In another video, I'm going to explain specifically how hypnotherapy and NLP and inner mind sourcing, or IMS, how they work inside of a session to create lasting changes in your life. All right, thank you. I'm Patrick Singleton. Thanks for watching.